welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to film this makeup tutorial for you here. We have a bright lip going, and then I used the Urban Decay Heat palette on my eyes, so we have a little bit of like a burnt orange smoky eye with some glitter. I don't really know what to call this video yet, but I figured I would film this for you. I haven't done a makeup tutorial in a really long time, so if you want to see how I got this look, then keep on watching. Okay, so I already prepped my skin with moisturizer, and that's been on for a couple minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and start priming my face. Smashbox primer water, and this is the coconut one. Before I put on my moisturizer, I used this Mario Badescu, which if you follow me on Instagram, you saw I did like a mini Instagram story haul where I did include that, and so far so good. I am liking it a lot. For my primer, I'm going to use the Becca Backlight Priming Filter. This stuff is like really hydrating, but it looks really good like in pictures, and I like the way it makes my skin look and feel, and right now my skin is like breaking out like crazy, so I want to feel nice. So I do actually want to use foundation, which I haven't in a while, but I feel like I'm starting to lose my summer tan. So I'm debating if I want to use the Marc Jacobs or the Makeup Forever. I think I'm going to use this one because I haven't used this one at all yet this summer, and I really liked it last summer, so I am going to try this again. Real Techniques Giant Sponge. So last time I used this, I actually did not like the results of it. But that was the first time I tried it. So I'm trying to make sure more water is out, so it's not like soaked. I don't know. I don't really know how to use this giant thing. Not only that, but like I actually never use sponges or beauty blenders to put foundation on ever. I don't know why. I like a brush. I never could get into that trend. I'm just going to go in and with a little bit of a stippling brush and just kind of go over what I just did. Just because I feel like it didn't blend it out enough for me. I don't know. It also is a little bit lighter than my normal color right now because I do have a tan. But I like this stuff because since it's water blend, it's really, like, it blends in with the skin really nicely. It's super, super hydrating. So I really like the feel of this stuff. It doesn't have like that sticky feel when you touch your face afterwards, which is really nice. I'm going to go in with my Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer to conceal under my eyes. And I do, like I said, I'm breaking out a little bit, so I'm just going to cover up a couple spots. But this color's a lot lighter than my skin tone right now, so I don't want to spot conceal too much. I'm going to use my Mikasa Beauty Lemon Drop Sponge for this. I can't not use this anymore. I feel like I tried the Beauty Blender the one day I did my makeup instead of this one because I was like, you know what, I haven't used it in a while, like let me try it out. And I literally, like, I don't know, it was just a totally different texture and I didn't like it. I just love the way that this one blended out so much more. So now that concealer is done, I'm going to start going in with powders. The Urban Decay Velvetizer powder. I really like this stuff. Like, I don't think I've ever had a powder that was more finely milled than this. So I don't feel like I'm literally caking it on when I'm wearing it. Even though I may be applying a lot, I don't feel like I'm wearing a ton on my face. And it just feels like so nice on my skin. And in with the sponge a little bit, but I ain't got time for that. So we're just gonna go in with a little bit of a bigger powder brush and just kind of dust a little bit all over my face so that way it feels more set. Then I'm gonna go in with my Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer and just bronze up the outer parts of your face. Just a little tip with bronzing, because I do get asked a lot, like what parts of the face to put the concealer, what parts of the face to use bronzer. So you want to think of the bronzer just goes on the outer part of your face. So normally, like, the first spot I put it where you just saw is underneath the cheekbone, because you want that cheekbone to have like a shadow to it. So I usually buff it under there, and then I do the temples, and then I blend everything together so it kind of makes a 3. So you want to think of the temple, and then you make a 3 coming under your cheekbone, and then your jawline, and then you connect everything. So it really does make a 3. But you don't want to put bronzer on the inside like of your face because that's where you want it to be the brightest. That's why you just concealed, to really brighten up the inner or the middle of your face. And please, for the love of God, bring it down your neck. I always like to go in and contour with a separate bronzer that's a lot darker. This is my MAC Blunt. If you've been if you've been watching me for a while, you know this is like the only powder I use to contour with. I always have. And this is actually like, this is so old. Oh my God, it's probably not even healthy to be using this, but like there's not even a dent in it. But I probably should replace it just for the sake of like health. It's a good reason, right? A pimple right here, and I feel like nothing's blending out right. So then I like to do my highlight after my bronzer. I used to do blush and then highlight, but I feel like the blush kind of blends everything together more. So I'm gonna go in with the highlight first. Ooh, I think I'm going to go in with my new Morphe, which this was also in my mini haul on Instagram that I did. So we're going to try this out. I did try it out once already, but I didn't do anything like crazy with it. And I feel like it didn't show up as much as I wanted it to. So we're going to spray some Fix Plus on it, make it more pigmented. So I'm going to go in. This is an e.l.f. small tapered brush. This is what I always use to highlight with. Spray a little Fix Plus on there. This just makes it more pigmented. I usually always do this with my highlighters. Oh yeah. So when you do your highlight, you want to focus on the tops of your cheekbones, and then you can kind of like bring it up by the where your eyebrow, the middle of your eyebrow, that arch. You want to bring it there so it kind of makes like a C, and then down the middle of your nose. Now I don't get all fancy with like a mini brush and, you know, just do the center of my nose. I don't do all that. Sometimes I do if I'm feeling it, but in a way I'm kind of rushing right now, so I'm not going to do that. This is in the color Spark, their high impact highlighter. For blush, I'm going to do the Milani blush, and this is in the color 11, Blossom Time Rose. I love the way that these Milani, they're like rose packaging. The way they smell is so good. Yeah, so I like to put the blush right on the center. It really just blends like the bronzer and the highlighter together. Now, if you ever get confused of where to place highlighter or where to place bronzer or blush, my thing, how cute is this? So I think of like the sherbet ice cream. So, or I think it's the sherbet. No, it's not the sherbet. I don't know what it's called, but it's like the vanilla, the strawberry, and the chocolate. So you want to think of bronzer as the chocolate, your blush is your strawberry, and then the top is the vanilla. And you want to think of like those three in a row. And if you can think of those colors, you're obviously going to know like you're not going to have a bright pink highlight. I mean, you could, but we're not going to like a music festival right now. All right, so we're going to calm it down. And blush is always the first thing that comes off, so I usually like to use a lighter hand on it and just do multiple layers rather than like really dipping my brush in and putting it all over my face. So that's all I'm really going to do for the face. So now we're going to go into the eyes, and I'm going to use my MAC Painterly Paint Pot for my eyeshadow primer. That's like my go-to, always use that. I just use like a random, it's like an older brush I have. Actually, no, this came in like a Tarte palette. But it's nice and big, so I just use it to really fluff on the eyeshadow base. Let me zoom you in. Hello. Wow, you are close. Okay. If you want to use your finger to blend this in, you can. I just like using a brush because it gets more of like an even blend, where like I used to use my finger and I feel like it wouldn't blend as nicely than a brush does. Always use an eyeshadow primer though. A lot of people don't know like what eyeshadow primer's for, and if you get fallout a lot, or you feel like, oh, like I just put this eyeshadow on an hour ago and it's like not even there, or it's falling all over my face, or it's creasing up in my eyelid, that's what the eyeshadow primer's for. It just makes your makeup last longer and really stick into place. Using this BH Cosmetics eyeshadow palette in Modern Neutrals 28. This was like the cheapest eyeshadow palette and the quality is amazing. I'm gonna go in with this really pale color right here just to kind of set the eyelid or set the base that we just put down. You want to use some sort of light transition color that matches your skin tone to set the primer, because this makes it so it's not super sticky or the eyeshadow is not like moving around all over the place. You want to just set that sticky primer so that way when you do layer up with more eyeshadows, it can blend a lot easier. This is the IT Cosmetics blending brush, and this is like my favorite eyeshadow blush of all time. Now notice I'm pushing mainly that transition color into the base and then going through and kind of swiping it, but you don't really want to swipe too much when you first use that color because you want to just make sure you get it in there. I'm lying to you, I'm changing palettes with the Naked Heat, just because the dress that I'm wearing is more of like these tones. So I could have done a look with that, but I like this one. I haven't broken it out in a while, so we're going to do that. So I'm going to go in with Sauced. This is like the lighter orange here, and I'm using the same brush and just kind of blending this out as well. Mainly focusing in on that crease and then that outer V right here. Whenever I use eyeshadow, and I always start with the brush right here on the outside because that's where you really want the most color, is on the outside of the eye there. Hopefully I didn't do this look for you guys like in a different video because I feel like I have, but it's okay. You know what, at least this one I'm able to like talk to you guys more and explain what I'm doing more because I haven't done that in a really long time. Then I'm going to go in with this, I don't even know how to say that, but this color right here. It's like the lighter, the fourth one in. It's like I'm not even going to try because I'm going to butcher it and then it's going to be embarrassing, so I pointed to it, you can figure it out. So again, I'm really focusing on keeping that color on the outside of the eye because you always want the darker colors to be on the outside and then just blend it upwards into that crease. I'm going to go in with a Japanesque 836 brush, and it just has a little bit more of like a finer end to it. And I'm going to go in with the En Fuego color. That's right next to the one we just used. This one has a little bit of like a purpley color to it. And I'm really just going to focus this on the outside. I mean, we're kind of just like layering up what we just did. But this one I mainly just want to focus on the actual eyelid on the outside there. We're doing like a reddish, like a burnt orange smoky eye look. Don't know what I'm going to call this yet. Then whatever's left over, really just bring it up and blend everything together. You want to just make sure you're constantly blending. And you'll see later I'll go in with another color just to blend up in this crease because you don't want to have a harsh line here. Nobody likes that. I wanted to curl my hair for this shower because I haven't curled my hair in so long. But I need to leave in like an hour. And I just don't think it's realistic for me right now. I hate that. That always happens. I'm always like, I'm going to curl my hair. I want to do something different. And then I get sit down and then I wind up talking too much or something and it doesn't happen. But that's okay. I feel like since my hair length right now is kind of like all over the place, I usually keep it like really short above my shoulders, but in the summer I like to have it a little bit longer so I can put it up in a ponytail like at the beach and stuff. So it's kind of like at an awkward length, but school starts soon and I think I'm going to cut it again for that, which I cannot believe that school's starting. It blows my mind. Alright, I think that's blended how I kind of want. I just added a little bit more of that like En Fuego color up here. Sephora crease shadow brush, and I'm going to go in with the He Devil. This is like a really burnt bright orange. Now notice I am using all matte colors. But we're just gonna put this in the crease, and this just really helps to blend more of the colors together. If you have green eyes like I do, this is gonna be a good eyeshadow palette for you. If you have green eyes in general, like purple eyeshadows are always so pretty and really bring out your eyes, but I have noticed that like these types of colors are doing it for me too. Steel liquid eyeshadow in rose gold. I'm gonna stick a little bit of this on the center of the lid. I'd like to go in like the inner corner, outer corner, and just kind of blend it out with my finger so it's not so harsh. Now it's so wet that you really can't go in with a brush because it'll just like get all over the place and not look good. So it's really easier to just use your finger with these. MAC 212, this is a like flat brush. I'm gonna go in with the one I can't pronounce on the bottom lash line. This flat brush is so good for doing this. If you need like an eyeshadow brush just for this lower lash line, this is the one, MAC 212. Now I won't leave it like this. You definitely have to blend it out because it gives a harsh line, but You're able to just get up in your lashes so nicely with this brush. So then I will go in with a smaller brush. This one, this is a Morphe E35, and I'm just going to kind of blend out, but this time I'm going to go in with the En Fuego color, and just kind of blend out what we just did so that way there isn't any like harsh line of red under my eye. And then this is like totally optional. I just like to blend extra. Going to curl my lashes. Now I'm not wearing false lashes, which I feel like is a total need for when you do like YouTube videos, but guess what? Not my thing. I don't like them on myself. I can put them on other people easily, but I cannot do them on myself. Lancome lash primer. I always use a lash primer just because I feel like it adds like more lashes, it gives more definition. I just like it. That's how I like it. MAC Extended Play Lash for the bottom lash line. This is the best little mascara ever. For my top lashes, I'm going to use the Urban Decay Troublemaker Mascara. For my eyebrows, I'm using the NYX Wonder Brow in the color Blonde. I've been using this one for a while now, and I like it a lot. So I'm going to go ahead and trace my brows with this. I haven't been using dip brow as much as I used to. I'm trying to kind of stay away from it, just because like in the summer it's hot. You really have to like fool with it sometimes, and this is just easy. I can trace my eyebrow and be done. See how easy that was? This is my good brow. I gotta work with this one more. I don't even do anything to the front because I have enough hairs in the front that I don't feel the need to. So I just like to do the middle to the end. Now this one I have to work with more because I don't have an arch. I have like a scar over here, so I don't have as much hair growing in the center of my brow. Then I'm going in with this Soap and Glory brow gel, and this is in the color Talk of the Brown. It's like the middle shade though. There's only 3. So even though I have blonde hair, my eyebrows are a little bit darker, so I don't like to use like too much of a blonde product on them because it'll be way too ashy. Now this product's like brand new, so it has so much product in it, so I'm really just going lightly on my brows here. I have this eyeshadow. This is a MAC eyeshadow. I don't remember the name of it. I'm gonna highlight my brow bone with this and the inner corners of my eyes. The trick that I use, if you ever get mascara and your eyeshadow is already done, I usually, if it's bad, I gotta use a Q-tip. Get it as soon as it's wet. And then go over it with an eyeshadow brush, and it usually blends it right out. Or if you have like a little tiny speck, but it's nothing crazy, you can usually just blend it out with an eyeshadow brush. I'm using the Urban Decay setting spray. This is the All Nighter setting spray. I'm gonna go do my hair, and then I will come back on camera to do my lips. My hair, all I did was curl it, and then I just put a little top knot at the top because I didn't have time to do the whole thing, nor did I want to. Plus I like when my hair is out of my face anyway, so this has been like my go-to look lately. But this is the dress that I'm wearing. Unfortunately you can see my bra strap, but the only sticky boobs I have left don't stick anymore, so we're gonna make it work. This is the Anastasia in Spicy, their liquid lipstick. So actually I'm gonna prime my lips first with my MAC lip primer. I have to do it slowly because it's literally a ball and it might fall out. If you guys enjoyed this makeup tutorial, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell to stay updated with my wonderful life. So until next time, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.